who is actually contesting against President Buhari now. That is
people.
Yeah, many people. You know, when you say many persons, you know, there are many other criteria that comes into play in political pursuit. The issue of wider acceptance, you know, by the entire geographical, you know, regions of the of the nation and all that. It must be accepted not only in the southwest, in the southeast, in the south, in the north, and all that.
Even where you don't belong.
You know, or you must be so popular as to, you know, gather two major tribes in the country. There are three major. If you're able to have your tribe supporting you, and they have another tribe, which is what they used in 2015, President Buhari had contested the election, remember, up to 3 times. And he had the majority of the votes, I mean, from the northern region. But his northern region votes alone were not capable of giving him the leadership of this nation until he became very strategic, and then you know, formed a strategic alliance with the Yorubas, spearheaded by Bola Tinubu in Lagos. And then you saw the result. It became landslide. I mean, he was able to muster the required number of votes from the entire district in order to win that election. So if you are very popular, you know, only in one region, and you are not in another region, then it becomes difficult for you to become a president of this nation, because the constitutional requirement for you to be the president is so rigorous.
To third majority.
Yeah, beautiful. You must have up to third of the entire state of the federation. Not less than 25 states in the entire federation. You must have a quarter. And that is what most political elites in the East have actually sat down, think about it, and they're coming now with that proposition and say, look, the shortest route for actualization of that dream is this man's presidency. So the best thing is to support him in order for him to complete the process, because any other northerner that comes in now will take the entire 8 years still, because it's a constitutional requirement, it's a constitutional right. You cannot abridge his right and say, oh, because your brother has taken 4, then you take 4. He cannot agree to that because he's not bound by that. So it's a constitutional requirement for him to complete 8 years. That's what the constitution allows him to do. So it's going to be a longer route for the Igbo presidency. So you see why
Jonathan did not complete 8 years.
Yeah, Jonathan did not complete his 8 years because he was voted out.
Because Nigerians also have constitutional right to vote him out.
They have a constitutional right to vote him out also.
Yes.
Are you following me?
Yes.
So what I'm saying is that if the person that's coming in public to replace President Buhari, I'm just, you know, supposing, comes in and still has a constitutional right to contest in 2023, you know, for another, you know, 4 years. So nothing stops him from saying, look, we have to complete our tenure, my personal tenure for 8 years and all that. So you now find out that if he is a popular candidate who has now received acceptance, wide acceptance with Nigerians, he will complete his 8 years because of the fact that it's his constitutional right. So you see why all the permutation comes in. I'm being realistic, and in saying this, I'm not making any case for any person. I am being an analyst. Yes. I am being a realistic and objective analyst, and I'm looking at what other people look at in order to take political decisions. And I'm saying that why most of the Eastern political elites are now, you know, aligning with APC and want to see President Buhari complete his tenure is because it's the shortest route to the Igbo presidency in 2023. So if they must realize that political ambition, this is the way to go, so that you can also get the support of the Northerners. It takes 2 regions to either support you to be the president of the country. So if you are able now to use your political strategy and maneuvering in order to get a Northerner to complete his tenure, of course, they may have undertaken in order to ensure also that they will support you when you want a match. So these are realities. So in doing this, in analyzing this, I am not making any case for it. I'm only saying that this is a political reality in the country, and we need to be objective about it. I went to school, I went to university, and I must be able to look at Nigerian political situation and analyze them objectively. I may be wrong because I'm human. I'm not infallible, but I'm saying these are the things that will come into play even as the years, you know, I mean, as this particular year draws to an end and they were now entering into political year, that is 2019, those things will come into consideration.
I deduce from what you said that you're also passionate about Igbo presidency in 2023.
Yes, sir.
And you believe that, I just want it in summary now from you, that if the shortest route to Igbo presidency into 2023 is for the people in the East to support President Buhari.
That is the political,
and you believe that President Buhari and APC or whatever ruling political power at the time will in turn support the Igbo.
Well, it's all speculation. If you reach a good political understanding on that undertaking and all that, of course, it's something that can be worked out. If you agree, politics are about give and take. It's horse trading. If we agree, oh, we support you, then this should be our support. It's a gentleman's agreement. And of course, it happened with the Yorubas and the Hausas. They did. They came together in 2015. And I don't know whether that particular relationship is going to still work out. But what I'm saying is that it's a gentleman's agreement. Oh, gentlemen, I'm going to support you. When my own time comes and all that. And if you have honor, if you have integrity, somebody supports you to ascend a throne, there is that reciprocal responsibility for you to support.
And the person offended you before you finish your tenure.
If the person offends you and you now have the grounds, not to support, of course, if I'm in your shoe, I will still maintain that level of integrity to support the person I have agreed with. So far, the person supported me wholeheartedly while I was running. But I'm saying this, that is the shortest route. I'm not, speaking for the Igbos. I'm only looking as an objective analyst of what the political situation is in the country, that most of the thinking of this elite is towards this direction. Are you following me? And believing that if the president ascends the throne, there will be that understanding also that I must. And let me tell you about this issue of rotational presidency. We've gone round. The Yorubas have taken their 8 solid years. They did. And then brought in Yaradua. And President Yaradua did 4, and we said that time he was sick. Let President Jonathan, when he died, complete, and then allow the Hausas to complete their own 8 years. And then the thing comes back to South. Then we now choose whether the Southeast or the South-South. But at that time, President Jonathan was misadvised he should run. And we felt that, no, it will create a political crisis. And he did. Because when they say, look, he should run, they were making a mistake. If they've allowed the entire North to finish their destiny and it comes down, then by now we'll be talking about the East and all that, completing the entire process, and we now, probably now start on merit as a nation. So it is important we complete this political rigmarole by, this issue of rotational presidency. It has gone to the Yorubas as a nation. Nigeria is not yet a country, and that is not united. We must realize that fact. And it has come back now to the South, to the North. And President Buhari will complete the 8 years. Now, giving the North now added advantage of 4 years. Whereas if we had allowed them that time to complete their 4 years, it would have been 8 years. And there wouldn't have been this issue of President Buhari now continuing for 8 years at a go. Are you following me, sir? Now, he will complete his 8 years because he has that constitutional right to complete his 8 years. Now, the South also have taken 4. So sometime in future, they have to complete their 8 years, whether we like it or not.
Whoever comes in future wants to claim 8 again.
Well, I don't know whatever it is. That is the political reality. Some people will get angry and get offended. I'm talking about the political reality in the country. If Nigeria is a united country, a country that is united, they have a purpose, they have one singular purpose.
But in all of this,
I'm coming. Let me finish this sentence. Don't interrupt me. Let me finish this.
Sir.
If we have a country that is one, the political reality is that you must stand on issue of merit. Are you following me? Merit is the only way to run this nation and run it well, and that is part of the structuring. But you must also address the fact that there are some people who feel that if they're not allowed to take this shot to the presidency, then they do not in any way feel belong to the nation, and that again is critical. If a particular segment does not feel belong, how do you feel? At the whole, 4/4, but 1/4 feel that I'm not part of that particular bargain, I'm not part of other house. How would you feel? And so it's good you allow that particular 1/4.
Secession is imminent.
So please, it's important for us as a nation to allow the Igbos to occupy the highest office, because that will be the total healing of this war wound, that happened, because Igbos still feel, are we really wanted in this nation? And that was why this issue of agitation. And the young ones, really gravitated toward that agitation and believe that if they are really wanted in the polity, why this? Why this? Why have they not occupied? Why this discrimination and all that? They have asked all those questions, and sometimes the elders cannot provide the answer. So the only way to heal all that and give a total healing to the wound of that war is to ensure that an Igbo man emerges as the president of Nigeria. One way or the other, it was allowed under Abiola's crisis. When Abiola, the Yorubas felt wounded and downcast and felt that they are not wanted in the entire country. The military realized that they have wounded the Yorubas. They came, brought Obasanjo out of prison and said, we are going to make this man a president of Nigeria, but he must be of Igbo extraction. Now it was for the Yorubas. The man that contested from another political party also was a Yoruba man. And he didn't win, but Obasanjo was a preferred candidate. That was a healing process, even though it was not a total healing, even though he was not the choice of the Yorubas. But the point is that they felt that there has been a manifest injustice against a tribe, and we must address it. Are you following me? Then when even this man came, what's his name now, Jonathan, And the Yorubas were excluded in some of the high positions in the land. They strategized. Now they align with President Buhari, and Buhari has come in. The vice president of the country today is a Yoruba man. Most of the agencies of the country today have been occupied by the Yorubas. I mean, FIRLs, Federal Inland Revenue. There are, even the Minister of Finance and all that. Most, even Fashola that has, big portfolio. He's a Yoruba man. So you see the strategy. Now the Yorubas cannot complain of marginalization.